Yun na nga mga bayan, nagisado po kay, kay Madam Pinky. Ito pong attorney ni Tambaluslos mga kabayan, noong pag-usapan nga po, yung pagbaliktad nga po ni Gutesa. Ayon na nga rin po dito nga kay Boying, yung pagbaliktad po ni Gutesa, wala na pong epekto. Dahil lumalabas po, na once pong bumaliktad na ang isang witness, yung credibility po niya, mababahiran na po. At doon po papasok na ito pong si Gutesa ay hindi na po pagkakatiwalaan ng korte. Doon sa mga sinasabi po niya ngayon, na siya nga daw po ay binayaran di umano ni Senator Marcoleta at ni Congressman Mike Defensor. Di po ba? Talagang lalabas po niyan, it's either ito po si Gutesa ay tinakot o di kaya ay nabayaran. Kaya po bumaliktad. Ay, bago nga po tayo magpatuloy dyan mga kabayan, huwag nyo nga po kalimutan like at subscribe button mga kabayan. At yung ating membership mga kabayan, 39 pesos na lang po yan. Nandyan po yung link nyan sa may description para lagi po kayong nauna sa mga upload po dito sa ating channel. Huwag na po tayo patumpik-tumpik pa, panoorin na po natin ang pag-isa ni Madam Pinky Webb. Dito nga po, sa attorney ni Tambaluslos, panoorin po natin to mga kabayan.
Retired Marine Orley Gutesa has recanted his statement about the flood control scandal. But the Ombudsman is unfazed, saying 28 witnesses are ready to testify in the probe into former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. How does the congressman's camp plan to address this? Let's get on point with the spokesperson and lawyer of Congressman Martin Romualdez, Attorney Aid Fajardo. Attorney, good to have you. Finally, sir, thank you for your time.
Good evening, Pinky. Nice to see you again.
All right, sir. Yesterday, your camp, the camp of Congressman Martin Romualdez, submitted its supplemental affidavit before the Office of the Ombudsman. Can you tell us the contents of that?
Yes, we submitted around 3 o'clock yesterday because we had to inject the recent development of Orley Gutesa recanting his original statement before the Senate. So essentially it contains defenses, but the highlight is that one, of course, by Gutesa, and 25 other cargadores or maleta boys or the former close-in security and personnel of Zaldico.
So it was really supposed to be, am I correct in saying that it was supposed to be a supplemental affidavit of 25 ex-aides of Congressman Zaldico, who said what? Yes.
We must remember that the original 18 Marines who held a press conference in Club Filipino, right, said so many things about so many people. And one of those they named to be people who supposedly accompanied them in the deliveries, supposedly cooperated with them, who are also personnel of Zaldico, or SunWest, or Ako Bicol Party List. These people are the ones who executed affidavits denying all these attributions to them contained in the original press statement of these
Include
Maleta
Filipino.
boys.
Okay.
Yes.
So basically, we had a story about that earlier, attorney. They were saying that they have no personal knowledge of any delivery of any maleta to any officials, be it senators or congressmen, basically in a nutshell.
That's right.
How did you obtain these affidavits from these 25 ex-security aide of Congressman Zaldico?
Yes, they were sent to us. No? But last week, they were transmitted by their lawyer. They are represented by somebody else. And this lawyer sent all these statements to the National Bureau of Investigation and to the Department of Justice, including the Ombudsman himself.
I see. So meron na pong kopya si Ombudsman prior to you even submitting the supplemental affidavit?
That's what I understand now, because we only got hold of them, I think, a couple of days ago. And to beat the deadline, because we were actually given or granted extension of time to submit this supplement, we had to beat the deadline yesterday. So we included those affidavits or sinumpaang salaysay transmitted to the DOJ, the NBI, and the Ombudsman. the Office of the Ombudsman.
What is the relationship between your office, your law firm, or Congressman Martin Romualdez and these 25 ex-security aide?
We have no relationship with them. They are represented by somebody else.
Who?
I just forgot the name, but they're in the letterhead that was transmitted to. It's a lady lawyer.
Late.
Yes.
But I guess the question is, how would they have been so gracious just to hand over their affidavits to you? Who did they deliver? Who did this lawyer give it to? You personally?
My law office.
Your
yes,
law office,
in,
okay.
in Ortigas, in Pasig.
Okay. So attorney, ang tanong po, she just decided to be
Yes,
what?
That's correct.
Cooperative,
Because we
share
are-
information.
I think so. I suppose so, because we have been very, very vocal about our defense of Congressman Romualdez. In fact, if you search my name, it will direct you to my law office. Yes, because I think even AI has recognized already that I hold office in Ortigas.
Yes, but ganun lang po. Just one day, these 25 people just decided to execute an affidavit basically saying we know nothing about what these Maleta boys were saying. Tama ho ba?
Yes, and they were, I think, submitted to the NBA and the DOJ last week, early last week. So they were already in the possession of government agencies as early as, I think, Monday last week.
And so, did you get wind of that information? And so you contacted the lady lawyer?
No. They transmitted it to us, and now, because we have seen the notarial signatures in those sworn statements, we are now in the process of requesting for certified true copies of these affidavits from the notaries themselves.
I see.
Right.
Sorry, because that is a little technical for me. I know, of course, kailangan po ng notaryo. But nung pinadala po sa inyo yung mga affidavit ng 25 ex-security aides,
Yes.
they were not notarized? Sorry.
They were already notarized. That's why we see already from the pages of the documents who the notaries are, where their offices are.
Okay.
So
Sorry
we
about that.
are
I
in the
missed that.
process of requesting for certified true copies.
Okay.
But we had to beat the deadline. That's why we submitted them yesterday.
So, there's no contact, no relation, no connection between your law firm, Congressman Martin Romualdez, that law firm, and the 25 security?
Yes, that's correct.
Zero?
Yes.
No third party even?
I don't think there is a third party.
Okay.
Yes.
And with that, sir, attorney, is that you also attached the affidavit of Orley Gutesa, his recantation.
That's right.
How did you get a copy of that?
There was an open source. I think the other day or the other night, there was already an announcement by Gutesa saying that he has recanted. And the affidavit itself was all over Facebook and Twitter, etc. So we decided to download it and made an overnighter and inserted it in the supplemental counter affidavit.
Yeah, I actually read about that you got it from social media.
That's right.
Attorney, help us understand. Can you download, print, and submit that? What is the, do you need a certified true copy? I mean, what is the value of something like that as opposed to the actual affidavit of Orley Gutesa?
We consider it's valuable to us, of course, because it's essential. It's central to our defense, right? Because the essence of the complaint seems to be that, as stated in the recantation of Gutesa himself, Gutesa was the quote-unquote missing link between Zaldico and Martin Romualdez. And that missing link was supplied by that manufactured original affidavit. That's why when we got wind of this new affidavit from Gutesa, we downloaded it and attached it to the supplemental counter affidavit in the expectation that we will get the certified true copy from the notary who was identified in that sworn statement.
What is the admissibility of that upon submission to the Office of the Ombudsman as attached in your supplemental affidavit, sir?
Well, it's going to be part of the investigation. This is a fluid investigation. We are not yet in court. So all these submissions are leads for the Ombudsman to follow, and we will follow through with an official copy of those affidavits.
So you have now with you 25 ex-security aide of Zaldico saying we don't know of any deliveries to any politicians. You have the recantation of Orley Gutesa. Anything else part of that supplemental affidavit that you submitted yesterday?
Yes, that's essentially it. 25 plus 1 because I said that's 26. In the original counter affidavit, we were also able to submit the 3 recantations of those who executed individual affidavits after they visited the office of the Ombudsman because the Ombudsman was saying that a joint affidavit would not be enough. So they had these individual
They filed
affidavits.
individually.
Right.
And there are 3, not 4, sir.
There are 3 because the one of the, there are 4 actually. The 3 are the people who executed individual affidavits. The other one was one of the 18 who he was part of the, I think, the Club Filipino press conference.
The 3 were not.
They
Part
were
of
also.
the Club Filipino press
I
conference.
think they were also in, but if you recall the timeline, those were 18 who jointly executed the joint affidavit, right? And according to the Ombudsman, they evaluated it and they did not want the joint affidavit to be the basis for moving forward, right, of their case. So they interviewed them supposedly and they came up with 8 people who now executed individual affidavits. And of the 8, 3 have recanted.
I see.
Yes.
3 out of the 8 were the ones that recanted.
Yes.
Kasi just to do a timeline again, nauna po kasi yung 4 na nag-recant, ni
That's
Huba.
right.
And then after that is Orley Gutesa. And in between that time, you're saying is the affidavit of the 25 over and above the 18 maleta or security aid of Zaldico. Okay.
Yeah, if I may make a little correction.
Please, sir.
We got wind of it on different dates. I'm not sure when exactly they executed the affidavits. I think the affidavits will show them. But we got wind first of the 4 who recanted, and then subsequently the 25, and then
And then Orley
right
Gutesa.
after that, the one by Gutesa announced 2 nights ago.
Attorney, I want to go back to Orley Gutesa. So he recanted and you downloaded his affidavit from the internet, attached it to your supplemental affidavit yesterday. Do you even plan to file charges against him for his original statements, or even if he recanted?
We have not reached that discussion with the client, right? Of course, at this time, we are busy defending him because he has cases before the Sandigan Bayan, before the Court of Appeals, and now the Supreme Court, and the current one before the Ombudsman, respecting freeze orders, whole departure orders, and now the actual case for plunder, right? So we are busy attending to that as of this time. But of course, I will have to say candidly that that is one of the options, right? Including those who suborned the original affidavit.
Those who?
Suborned, meaning
see.
the principals by induction.
So
meaning-
basically, ex-Congressman Mike Defensor and Senator Dante Marcoleta, as mentioned by Orley Gutesa.
in his recantation,
Opo,
yes.
okay.
Right.
What is the credibility of someone who executes an affidavit and then takes it back, sir?
Well, at this time, that's our argument, right? How can you trust the word of someone who made an original affidavit and then subsequently disowned that affidavit? So there must be an evaluation by the Ombudsman which is more credible. Are the details in the suborned affidavit believable as against the subsequent affidavit which now recants the original suborned affidavit? So that is now why the Ombudsman should look into this deeper than as it originally did when it evaluated the original affidavit.
So it will really be the evaluation of the Ombudsman to look into, I guess in simple terms, which is more believable?
That's
the
right.
first affidavit or
Yes.
the second affidavit?
That's right.
Okay. Is it possible that he will recant again?
We don't know.
Meron pa bang recant doon sa recant,
I
sir?
haven't spoken with him. I don't know him. The former speaker does not know him. So at this time, we have to rely on his official statements as evaluated by the public. No? But of course, we have to consider the fact that the original affidavit was actually declared falsified by the Manila Regional Trial Court because the notarization was false. It is not true, and he explained it in his recantation. That all he did was come to a restaurant in near the Senate.
A Japanese restaurant.
Yes, sign it and leave, right? With the promise of financial reward. So, in our position, of course, the recantation is more believable because it has details that would explain all these falsities in the original affidavit.
But if Gutesa, as he was saying, was coached to fabricate his original, he says, to his original testimony, did it make you wonder why it took him almost a year to recant?
We also wonder that, right? Because if you go back to the timeline, the reason why I think the 18 other people who held a press conference alleged so many things respecting the maletas is that at that time, Gutesa could no longer be found. He disappeared. But suddenly he has come out and has rectified the original affidavit. So it's, as a lawyer, of course, the recantation is more valuable to us by way of defense.
Pero sabi nila, di ba, attorney, judges usually frown on recantations. But I mean, even looking at because I remember the case of former Senator Laila de Lima, there were a number of witnesses who recanted also, and that was a basic argument back then that usually they frown on people who, on testimonies of people who actually bumaliktad po sila in the end. What about, go ahead, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, those recantations are frowned upon when the witness has already been presented in court, has already testified, he has already been cross-examined. That's the recantation we are talking about. That is normally frowned upon. You cannot take back what you already stated to the court under oath. In this case, these are just affidavits. In fact, the original affidavit is falsified. So there is no recantation of a testimony, strictly speaking, at this time.
If he says, if what his claim is true, that he was coached by ex-Congressman Mike Defensor and edited by Senator Dante Marcoleta, any plans even to go after them as well?
Of course, that's always on the horizon, right? But at this time, we're busy defending the former speaker in this very grave allegation of a grave offense. But we will cross the bridge when we get there.
By the way, how is he, sir?
Of course, he's stressed. He's as human as everybody of us, but he's still attending to his functions as representative of the 1st District of Leyte. He's also attending to his constituency. But of course, this is one of those things that has kept him busy.
Let's talk about the Ombudsman. When the 3 or 4 ex-aides, Maleta boys, recanted, hindi ho ba? I think he said that he posed a question, who else will benefit from this? Ang sabi po niya, who else would benefit if they recant, alleging that the camp of Congressman Martin Romualdez was behind the recantation. What do you say to that?
Napakarami pong binanggit doon sa mga affidavits of the Maleta boys, right? People from the executive department, people from the Senate, people from the lower house. So if we speak of benefit, it will benefit all these people, not just former Speaker Martin Romualdez. So if that is the only, if we impute malice to the recantations, there are many suspects. But never discount the possibility that these are true and genuine recantations coming from the hearts of these people.
There are 28 witnesses, supposedly, sir. The Ombudsman says in uniform and in active service that are ready to testify against the former speaker. Are you aware of their identities? Do you know anything about this?
Well, the first time I heard about it is yesterday. Right after the statement was made, right after the Gutesa recantation made the night before. So it seems to me that there is this effort to match the withdrawing numbers with the new numbers. And that to us is distressing because once you initiate a complaint, the presumption is that your evidence is complete. That's why you gave the opportunity to the respondent to file his counter affidavit and respond to all these things at the inception. But if you move the goalposts, ginagalaw mo yung ring ng basketball, eh, paano naman kami makaka-shoot as the defense, right? So I think this should afford us fairness and due process.
Do you think the Ombudsman has been fair?
Well, we have sought its inhibition because from the very beginning we have observed that there seems to be particular interest in the case of former Speaker Martin Romualdez. And we have taken steps towards this inhibition, but by requiring us to file a counter affidavit, he has in effect declined that inhibition. So there is a team that is now handling the grave abuse of discretion part of it.
11 Labs AI agents are being deployed in platforms worldwide for real-time, human-like interaction.
Attorney Aid, yung sinabi niyo po kanina na kahapon niyo lang po din narinig, no? O, sabay-sabay naman po ata talaga tayo that there are 8 active men in uniform that are going to testify.
28.
28.
Yes.
Sorry, what did I say?
20, you said 8.
Oh, sorry, 28.
Yes.
And then you said parang medyo distressful nga dahil parang minamatch yung number.
That's right.
No. Paano ho ba to? Kasi parang, is this a numbers game? Of course, I understand, sir. This is about evidence. But when you have 18 Maleta boys saying that they delivered money to Speaker Martin Romualdez's house at that time, minus 4 now, naging 14 na po sila, tapos meron pong 28. Tapos kayo po, meron kayong 25 na sinasabing security aid na wala silang nakita na saksihan na pagde-deliver ng pera. Plus 1, meron kayong Orley Gutesa.
Plus 4.
Meron pa ka rin plus 4. 30. Ganun na ho ba yan? 30 versus 42? Ganun na ho ba ang labanan?
Of course, it's when you read the rules and evidence, it's not about the witnesses, the number of witnesses, right? 1,000 people can testify that Juan killed Pedro, but if there is nobody showing the offense, those testimonies are meaningless, right? But we have such a rule in evidence, which is the equipoise of evidence.
Which is the?
Equipoise,
Okay.
right? When the evidence for or against the accused or the respondent is on the balance, meaning that there's equal weight of testimony, the doubt must be resolved in favor of the respondent or the accused, because we always have to adhere to the constitutional presumption of innocence. So in this case, if that is the case, if it is a numbers game, then the Ombudsman has no reason to maintain this case, but must dismiss it in favor of the accused because of that presumption.
Do you have any more affidavits forthcoming, sir?
Well, we really don't know. We have to see the 28 testimonies, whatever they are, or whoever their affiants are. We have to evaluate, we have to study them, and if there is some kind of a response to them, well, we must also study them and formulate them. So we really don't know. That's why somebody asked me why it has taken so long. It's because of as I said, the moving goalposts. We have to respond to all these developments day in and day out, which seem to be happening only in this case.
Are you confident or not that this will not progress?
Yes.
This will or will not progress?
In a fair and impartial investigation, we are 101% sure of our case for the defense.
Attorney Aid Fajardo, he's lawyer and spokesperson of former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Sir, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
That's On Point. Join us again on Monday, 7:30 p.m. here on BNC, the Billionario News Channel. I'm Pinky Webb. Thank you for watching.
So, di ba mga kabayan? Sa pananalita pa lang po nung attorney, mukhang hindi na rin po siya sigurado kung mananalo po sila sa kaso. At ang sinasabi pa niya, kung magiging patas daw po, kung magiging patas daw po, yung musgado, talagang mananalo daw sila kung magiging patas daw. Para pinaparinggan po niya ang Korte Suprema na pag natalo kayo, hindi pala patas ang Korte Suprema, di ba? Parang gano'n ang gusto pa naman sinong abogado. Dapat doon, dininisbar Di ba? Kasi parang pinapalabas po niya na pag natalo sila, di ba? May kinikilingan ng Korte. Hindi po ba mga kabayan? Kung ako ang korte, ano ko to, napanood ko to, dinisbar ko to si Manong. O, hanggang dyan na lang po muna mga kabayan, ha? Huwag nyo nga pong kalimutan i-hit ang like at subscribe button. Hanggang sa muli, paalam!